Hello, fellow Detroit Tigers fans, and this is a thought that I was thinking of for the last few days. The Washington Nationals are looking at catchers during the trade deadline. They've been, of course, linked to JT Realmuto of the Miami Marlins for quite a while now. But they really don't want to meet Miami's high, steep asking price, which for All-Star JT Realmuto is understandable. James McCann might be a better fit for the Washington Nationals. This is just speculation. There's not that I'm aware of. There's nothing linking McCann to the Nationals at all that I'm aware of. This is just something that I thought of possibly. McCann is still under team control for 2 more seasons after 2018. So he's still under team control for 2019 and 2020. Of course, McCann, as he's known, has been a very good defensive catcher in his career with a very good, strong throwing arm. So he's known for nailing down base runners. He's also been known as a very good hitter against lefties with some power in his bat. The one problem with James McCann, he is horrible against same-handed pitchers. So right-handed pitchers, James McCann has been very poor against in his entire Major League career. So McCann, while he's been a starter for the Tigers, basically his entire career, he is better off suited as either a platoon or more or less a backup catcher because he does not hit right-handers very well. And of course, you face more right-handers than left-handers in a year. But like I said, he does mash left-handers and he will hit it out. And he's a great teammate and a good leader. And a very good defensive catcher. So he is more of a backup catcher. The Nationals are really just looking at catchers right now, because their catchers have not done very well with Matt Wieters, Spencer Kieboom, and Pedro Severino. Wieters will be a free agent after the season anyway. And Severino's been around the national system for a while, same with Kieboom. They're not really prospects or anything. The Nationals do have a few decent catching prospects, including Rowdy Reed, but they're still probably a year or 2 from the majors at least. And with the Tigers trying to trade people, McCann has come up a little bit. I would highly doubt them to trade him. They would trade him this year, maybe in the offseason. But, like I said, this is just speculative and something I wanted to throw out there. So, let's just think about a possible trade scenario. The Nationals do have a mid-level farm system. It's not horrible. It's not very good. Kind of similar to the Tigers, except they have a lot more hitting prospects, which of course the Tigers need. According to MLB.com, which is the top 30 list I was looking at, they do have a decent amount of infield prospects out there. So I would suggest the Tigers could possibly get a top 30 infield prospect from the Nationals, and then similar to like how they did with the Angels a couple times, with like Wilker Hernandez and I believe Alvin Rodriguez, they were really young pitchers that you really don't know how they're going to turn out, but they have high upside. You could probably get a player like that. Hopefully, I would prefer them to get a left-hander because they do need some left-handed pitching prospects. They have a few, but nowhere near as many as right-handed. But if that's not obtainable, then definitely right-handed pitching prospects similar in vein to Wilker Hernandez or Alvin Rodriguez. Now, a team is not really going to overpay for a catcher. Might overpay a bit more for a catcher than they will for an outfielder or an infielder per se. But I think that would be a decent grab and pretty fair grab for James McCann, who still has, if he were traded, the July 31st, 2018 trade deadline, he'd have 2.5 years of team control. He'd have the rest of this year and then 2 more full seasons after that, while the Washington Nationals catching prospects get ready. And with Reed being their number 1 catching prospect, they could possibly have him come up, be McCann's backup for a little bit. McCann would more than likely start with the Nationals, even though he is probably more suited for a backup role. But with McCann being such a good teammate and good leader, he'd definitely be able to help out their catching prospects, including Reed. So, it's just something I wanted to throw out there. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. If they don't trade McCann, I would be fine with that. I like McCann. Jake Rogers, who is the Tigers' top catching prospect, he has struggled this year. He has picked it up lately, though. I believe he started in June, and he's been hitting very well since. So it might have just been a very poor couple months, but now he's back on track. And the Tigers do have Grayson Greiner and also John Hicks. If McCann were to get traded, I would say Greiner would be called up and back up John Hicks, who would move back to catcher. And then first base, where Hicks has been playing mostly, you could probably do a platoon there of maybe Jim Adducey, and maybe even call up Edwin Espinal from AAA Toledo, who's had a really good year. They signed him as a minor league free agent last year. He played in Pittsburgh system, and he's only 24. He's a minor league Gold Glove first baseman who can also play third. Has some pop in his bat, and he's a really good hitter and gets on base. He's at Toledo right now, so that you could maybe do a platoon there, or just keep putting Goodrum and Ronnie Rodriguez over there as well. So they have options, and there's also at AAA. I don't believe he's at AAA right now. He's been going up and down with Kate Skivick, who was drafted by the Tigers in case they need him, and Jared Saltamaki is down there too. Jake Rogers at AA. So the Tigers do have some options there in case if they do trade James McCann. Like I said, there's nothing that I'm aware of linking the Nationals to James McCann, and even really any indication the Tigers would be willing to trade James McCann at this point in time. I think later on down the road, they definitely would. But as of right now, probably not. But it's just something I want to throw out there. So I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Thanks so much for watching. And if you want to see more, if you want to hear about more Tiger stuff, why not subscribe? And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.